This is Terry Kurtz online reporting on Victor Valley, High Desert, and Mojave River Valley events, activities, entertainment, sports, and history. Our area's hottest summer on record has been accompanied by a series of earthquakes, jarring jolts, and rolling aftershocks felt throughout the greater Southland. The largest earthquake at the time of this report, a 5.2, with its epicenter about 20 miles south of Bakersfield. That's the strongest earthquake in California in 3 years. Aftershocks of that August 6th temblor registered seismic readings in the 4.0 magnitude that continued to prompt reactions from folks across the Victor Valley. From our Crime Watch files, Operation Consequences update, between July 20th and August 2nd, investigators from the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department Gangs Narcotics Division, along with deputies from patrol stations, served a dozen search warrants and contacted suspects at various locations, including Victorville and Hesperia. Over this 2-week period, investigators contacted gang members and persons prohibited from possessing firearms. During the investigations, 24 firearms were seized, including 2 ghost guns. In addition, over 2 pounds of narcotics were recovered. A total of 14 felony arrests were made. The last 2 weeks of July, investigators from the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, Gangs Narcotics Division, Rancho Cucamonga Station, San Bernardino County Probation Department, Homeland Security Investigations, California Highway Patrol, and the San Bernardino Police Department continued to conduct retail theft operations throughout San Bernardino County. Operation Smash and Grab. During these operations, investigators made 15 felony arrests and 22 misdemeanor arrests and recovered nearly $17,000 in property. The recovery of these Matchbox toy cars, baseball cards, and other toys from Target has to do with a case of illegally substituting barcodes, more like erode the code than smash and grab. It involves thousands of dollars worth of merchandise stolen from Target stores in the area. An Adelanto man has been arrested after deputies found about $15,000 worth of goods, primarily toys, inside his home in Adelanto. Deputies first responded to the Target on Bear Valley Road in Apple Valley on July 30th, where employees reported seeing a man in the store who was suspected of thefts at Target locations throughout San Bernardino County. The man had left when the deputies arrived, but investigators soon identified the suspect and discovered he had also stolen from the same store 5 days earlier. Deputies obtained a search warrant and recovered over $15,000 of stolen merchandise. The suspect used an elaborate process where he would enter the store, cover the barcode on items with a fraudulent barcode, which greatly decreased the price he paid for items. The 40-year-old suspect was arrested on suspicion of possession of stolen property, which primarily consisted of Hot Wheels and Matchbox toy cars, as well as baseball cards and other toys. Terry Kurtz Online was brought to you by Down Home Grill in Victorville on the corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Road. Bid fast and last. World-class auctioneers. Valu Quality Truck Body, family-owned and operated since 1954. The Bradco Companies, our area's longest-standing full-service commercial brokerage firm. Iwanzak Law Firm, trial lawyers for serious problems. We Got 'em Tees, your headquarters for custom screen printing and mastercraft embroidery design. And by the Holiday Inn in Victorville. The Holiday Inn, conference and convention center for the High Desert, and destination of choice of visitors and travelers to the Victor Valley.
It takes the burden off going to college and figuring out where I'm going to find the money to pay for school.
I want to say thank you to the organization that helped organize a scholarship event, and it's going to help me in my educational endeavor.
Typical and universal sentiments of recipients of Desert Valley Charitable Foundation Health Care Scholarships. John Barnes' trumpet heralded the celebration of scholarships awarded to 60 students at the Desert Valley Charitable Foundation banquet this second Wednesday in August. Dr. Brady conveyed his story of growing up in a farming family in underdeveloped India, where there was no electricity nor running water.
The only thing you have to do is dream. You dream big and work hard at it.
Dr. Reddy pointed out to the scholarship recipients the two ingredients he found most important to his success: education and what this great nation offers, opportunity.
Equally important, if not more important, is the opportunity. This nation, this proud nation of immigrants, the most tolerant, most powerful nation, all that opportunity that will provide. I was born in a farming family in a small village. Village means like there was no electricity or potable water. Till I was 17 years old, I was the first one in generations of my families, my father, grandfather, and great-grandfather, that ever went to school. I'm not talking about any school, elementary school. Nobody ever did.
Silverado High School graduate Rachel Lewis.
How does this scholarship help you with what you want to become?
It takes the burden off going to college and figuring out where I'm going to find the money to pay for school, and it's going to give me a stepping stone to where I want to achieve.
Nigerian-born Uchenna Ezedinna's career path has parallels to that of Dr. Reddy.
I think it really does impact a lot in my life, and I really appreciate the scholarship, and I want to say thank you to the organization that helped organize the scholarship event, and it's going to help me in my educational endeavor to become an anesthesiologist in the future.
Ezedinna came to the United States at age 18. Ezedinna is now in the Army, stationed at Fort Irwin.
Congratulations on the scholarship. Good luck with your career. Thanks for these comments.
Thank you, sir.
The criteria for a student to receive a scholarship: academic excellence in pursuit of a career in a healthcare or medical-related career. $100,000 in scholarships were handed out this year, the most in the Foundation's 16-year history. To qualify, a student must have excellent grades and be a resident of the high desert. Luisa Garcia administrates the Charitable Foundation's scholarship program.
Oh, it's so great. I mean, I run into different situations, people's life, people's needs. I mean, I had one applicant that he wants to be one of those combat paramedic positions that jump off and take care of the people right there and then. I mean, it's so awesome about all these young kids that like all of that career, that they're hard times that they have to go through, you know, and we're so glad that we can help them.
Paul Mando, Jeffrey, Rebecca Molina, Joseph Munoz, Jeremy Bowen.
Joseph W. Brady, how do you respond to the glass half full or glass half empty state of our high desert Mojave River Valley economically?
Terry, what I find, we have such a big area. So some people don't really know who we are. Some have heard who we are. So for those that know who I am, I hate to say this. My name is Joseph Brady. I'm proud to be the president of the Bradco Companies. We have been doing business out here for 37 years. I moved 35 years ago from Santa Barbara, California. We believe that we are the leading provider of commercial, industrial, land, and brokerage services out here. I'm a CCIM. What does that mean? It basically means I have my doctorate in commercial real estate. I'm an SIOR. What does that mean? I'm one of, with the two designations, I'm one of 940 people in the world, and I'm very, very proud of it. I'm the only SIOR within the region up here. I believe that we have one other CCIM within the market, and I believe that that's James Phillips, who's semi-retiring. He's with Tkol Banker, used to be with Century 21, and a good friend. I also published the Brad Coides Report. We started that in May of 1993. We put out our 60th edition. Our 61st edition will be coming out sometime probably in the middle of October. They typically are 36 pages. We now do them about every 9 to 10 months. And we have a very large subscriber base. It's free. We have nearly 1,500 people that receive anything we do on CoStar or any projections that we do that we put out. So at one time we were members of 11 chambers on out here. We were members in Phelan, Pinion Hills, Lucerne Valley, Victorville, Apple Valley, Hesperia, Atlanto, Newberry Springs, and there was one in Hellendale. We've recently rejoined the last 2 years the High Desert Chamber of Commerce, and wish to commend Rusty and Mark for the work that they do. They've got a great group. They've got 600 members. We've identified 9,000 businesses out here, and most of the businesses are going to be receiving a mailing sometime between now and the end of the year from me. We've recently entered into a business relationship with a very renowned business broker in Southern California. That business broker I met because they handled a business that we sold in Barstow, California. So we've owned multiple businesses in Barstow. We had Coal Banker, Golden West Real Estate that we owned from 2000 to 2010. We converted that to Barstow Real Estate Group. We held that until about 2 years ago. We had Alliance Management Group, which was the largest property management company on out there. And we sold that to Kevin Patterson and RentSource. But it was a email that I received from this business broker that I was very impressed with. Not only was I impressed, he was with the largest business brokerage company in the world at the time, and he is now with an equally large one in the United States. So we've entered into what's called a memorandum of understanding. And during this rather odd time in commercial real estate, everybody knows things have slowed down, interest rates are on up. We don't think that housing values are going to plummet. We still think that there's a great housing market on out here. I think, First American Title and Fidelity in Chicago put out their weekly reports. I think that there's still a good market. We've decided while we continue to still grow, the land deals that we're doing and all that, we did a couple major deals this last year, that we wanted to find a venue and a broker that could offer business brokerage services. So 9,000 people are going to get a mailing between now and Christmas. It basically says if you have a business that does $500,000 a year and it does for the last 5 years and you're interested in selling, give us a call. We're going to refer you to this business broker. We receive a referral fee, so I'm being right up front disclosing. We would then refer to them. We will take care of your lease on renegotiation, or we'll help you sell your building. So that's one of our new announcements. Now, let me talk about how the glass is half full in the high desert. I know a lot of people say I love the Victor Valley, and then they love the high desert. I love the Mojave River Valley. I love all of it. I've been here again 37 years. I'm very proud of what we've done up here. We've done just a shade less, $983 million in sales through the multiple companies that we've had. We're not the same size we were. I think that could change. We have some pretty aggressive plans here in the future, but the market's a little dicey right now. But let's remind everybody watching this, and just give me 6 or 7 more minutes to remind us why the glass is half full and why I believe that the Victor Valley, that the High Desert, or the Mojave River Valley. So the Mojave River Valley really takes in that 4,000 square miles that we cover. It's a little bit smaller than the Mojave Water Agency. They cover 4,700 square miles. Let's talk about the 5 things we think are important. Silverwood is a real project in southeast Hesperia. It's absolutely the finest piece of property for a residential community, and it couldn't be better developed by not only John O'Haney and his partners at Terra Verde, but the equity money that was brought in by Ray Huerta. Very few people know who Ray Huerta is. Who is he? Former chairman of CB Richard Ellis, the largest commercial broker in the world. They also own they own 100 different companies. They're about $30 billion a year in annual sales. But more importantly, DMB, which is out of Scottsdale, is the master developer behind it and the largest master community developer probably in the country. So it's going to be a community on steroids. It's something I think everybody should take a look at. They broke ground in February of 2022. They have picked the 5 national builders. They'll be announced sometime in the next couple months. I think one of them is going to be a game changer as far as the name goes. They are prepping 2,000 lots. They've moved 10 million cubic yards of dirt. They have 9,633 acres. They have 15,663 lots. They believe it's a 30-year project. I believe it's going to be closer to a 25, maybe a 23-year project. And it's just in a great location. You add that project right there with the widening of Ranchero and the planning that the city of Hesperia did with San Bernardino County Transportation Commission, which I should remind everybody, the chairman of that right now is our bishop, and he's a resident of the High Desert, and he's also involved in Apple Valley. They're spending $52 million to widen that, plus the amount that DMB and Terra Verde and Silverwood have to widen their portion that go back from really Santa Fe back to I Avenue. So you've got that right there. You look at the 13 million feet of industrial property that is in the entitlement in the city of Hesperia right now. There's nearly 20 million of industrial space in the entitlement stage in the city of Atlanta. The marijuana market did really well. We believe that that's kind of flattened out, but there's a couple million feet, almost 3 million feet out there that's done very well, and there's a lot of opportunities. Then if you look just to the north, you've got Southern California Logistics Airport. All those buildings at Dougal-Egan and Anita Tuckerman, many of you remember Anita Tuckerman developed. Those were sold to Ken Shear. Ken is the developer with Mark Milikovich at Covington that's developing the properties down there along I-15 and 395. They bought Dougal-Egan's portfolio of 3.4 million feet and spent $270 million in cash. So we have a lot of new money coming in here. Then you take the control of Southern California Logistics Airport and look at the 3,000 jobs that they've done, the balancing entitlement they have between 45 million and 50 million square feet, and it's now controlled by Prologis. And most people, Terry and Robert, I find they haven't been out to SCLA. I encourage everybody watching this, drive on at Derrick Expressway, take D Street, Derrick Expressway, turn left, get to Phantom West, turn right, and you go on in. You got Mars Bars, Plastipac, Boeing, ComAv. You've got Rubbermaid Newell. You've got the Mars people. They just opened up a pet plant. I mean, the pet food. You've got Iron Mountain that's in the storage business. You've got Amazon that's out there. And more importantly, you've got Kim Snyder, who's the president of Western Division, and Tyson Chaves that run that project. It is listed by CBRE. And they are the largest industrial developer in the world. In the world. They have 1.2 billion square feet. Billion square feet of property around in 19 countries, and a Rolodex of 6,000. That's pretty big. You go out to the east on out there in the town of Apple Valley, we all know what a great job they've done. They got some exciting things coming in. That north side of town out there, out where the Walmart distribution center is, most people don't know that's the busiest Walmart distribution center in the country. You got the 1.3 million square foot Big Lots that's right next door. There's 20 million feet of industrial space being planned in that market out there, led again by Ken Shear and Mark Milikovich of Covington. And then you go further north of that out to Barstow, and while Barstow's population has remained rather stagnant for the last 60 years, as Terry Caldwell told us once at a Rotary, when I was a Rotary member, that they had 25,000 people in 1956, as year I was born. They have 23,000 today. Well, they're going to be welcoming a portion of 22,000 people that Burlington Northern Santa Fe, which is a Berkshire Hathaway company, announced on October 1st, 2022, is coming to Barstow. So it's not one of those things. I mean, many people watching this will say, Joe, we've heard about the Rogersdale that came here and the big power plant was going to go out in the Lucerne Valley and they're going to drill for oil in the 1900s. Never happened. Well, Burlington Northern has bought over 4,300 of the 4,500 acres that they have told the city. They've told the city that it's a $1.5 billion initial investment. It's a whole lot more than that. They're going to create 22,000 jobs directly and indirectly within the BNSF system. So if you listen to what they say, we've calculated through conversations we had. I mean, we were very proud that we recently represented Lewis Operating, Lewis Retail, on an exclusive negotiating agreement on a very large piece of property in Barstow with the city of Barstow. And based on the work that we have done and the analysis that we've seen, we believe that there's about 8,000 jobs that are going to go directly into Barstow, and the balance are going to be a part of the system. At the end of the day, what is that going to do? It's going to create a housing boom on out here. It's going to create a rental boom on out here. I've done more tours in the last 4 months due to the fact that we need more apartments on out here. We need more housing on out here. So is a glass half full, more than half full? And to close, I think that the thing that I think is a game changer, and I think that there's a lot of people in Napa Valley that are very proud. Our bishop should be very proud. He's been very much behind this. Been a lot of people behind this speed train. This goes back 34 years. It was called the Maglev train. We have every article. We have all the files on Maglev. And after Brightline finally breaks ground, we're probably going to do a big story on that. But, that's a $10 to $12 billion project. I absolutely believe it's going to get funded. I take my hat off to Ray Wolf down at San Bernardino County Transportation and Art as this year's chairman and their board. All the permits are done. They're going down the center of the freeway. What they've got to do is get $3.75 billion that they're going to get from the infrastructure package that Biden put out. It's almost guaranteed. They've had their application in. We're in contact with Brightline. They're very optimistic. I'm very optimistic. But I think it's a game changer for those people that are driving down that Cajon Pass all the time, or they're on Facebook with the pain in the pass. That's going to open up after 4 years, and I think it's going to allow people to move up here and to live up here and to live affordably up here, because you can't live down affordably in Southern California. So at the end of the day, I'm glad to reintroduce myself to a lot of you. Many years ago, I bucked this trend of doing videos. We do them all the time. I hear about it all the time. I really enjoy it, because I think part of our job in our industry is not only to do real estate deals that pays the bills, but if we can help educate people up here on what's going to go on. Everybody has their own real estate person. They all have their own attorney. They all have their own accountant. We like to earn your business, but at the end of the day, we like to share what we believe is some great news. And let me tell everybody the last thing. My wife and I are building a custom home in Prescott, Arizona. No, we are not leaving the high desert region. So for some of my competitors that want to win listings, I end up getting those listings after 3 times because they can't seem to get it sold or listed or leased. So I would appreciate, especially those in the real estate, don't be telling property owners we're moving, because we're not. I have a lot of gas left in this tank at 67 years old, and I plan on using it because this is a great place to live, work, and play. And I love the high desert, and I love the Victor Valley, and I love the Mojave River Valley as well. Thank you. God bless America.
It is rattlesnake season in the high desert.
Rattlesnakes give birth August to September. To the young, they can be more dangerous because their rattles have not developed yet, but they are just as venomous as adult rattlesnakes.
Here are some helpful tips on staying safe on the trails or in your yard. Wear appropriate over-the-ankle hiking boots, thick socks, and loose-fitting long pants. Never go barefoot or wear sandals when walking through off-road areas. Avoid tall grass, weeds, rocks, and heavy underbrush where rattlesnakes like to hide during the day. Watch where you step, and do not put your foot in or near a crevice where you cannot see. If a fallen tree or large rock is in your path, step up on it instead of over it. Check out stumps or logs before sitting down. Do not turn over rocks or logs. If you must move a rock or log, use gloves and roll it toward you, giving anything beneath it the opportunity to escape in the opposite direction. Never grab sticks or branches while swimming in lakes and rivers. Rattlesnakes can swim. Avoid approaching any snake you cannot positively identify as a safe species. Our Mojave green rattlers are said to have the deadliest venom of any viper. If you hear the warning rattle, move away from the area and do not make sudden or threatening movements in the direction of the rattlesnake. Remember, rattlesnakes do not always rattle before they strike. Do not handle a freshly killed rattlesnake. It can still inject venom. If bit, apply a bandage and keep calm and as still as possible. Do not cut the wound open. Do not apply a tourniquet. Don't apply ice. Don't drink alcohol or caffeine. They speed up absorption of the venom into your bloodstream. Do not elevate the bitten area above the level of your heart. Expect swelling, nausea, and possible effects of shock. Immobilize the limb. If alone and in a remote area with no cell phone reception, make your way slowly to where medical help can be contacted or you can receive attention and assistance. You should try to be receiving medical treatment within a half hour of being bitten. The Victor Valley Community Services Council is offering free homemaker services, transportation, and activities for seniors ages 60 and older with mobility challenges. Residents can join the group in its monthly shopping trips where they pick you up, take you home, and assist with lifting and carrying items. For more information or to reserve your seat on the bus, call 760-243-9646. The Victor Valley Community Services Council is offering free mobility devices. Do you know a senior in need of a mobility device? The Victor Valley Community Services Council provides free wheelchairs, walkers, bedside commodes, canes, and more to those who qualify. The agency recently received a generous donation of wheelchairs from High Desert Second Chance. For more information, please call 760-243-9646. A new website has been launched for First District news, events, and resources. The homepage is said to have everything a viewer needs at a glance, including a First District calendar, board meeting calendar and agendas, and contact information. The resources page shows tabs for helpful services, district activities, local chambers of commerce, and economic development links. The website is Americans with Disabilities Act compliant. One of the county's latest campaigns is Opportunity Lives, Works, and Plays Here. This partnership between the Economic and Workforce Development Departments aims to assist businesses and nonprofits with hiring, relocating, and/or expansion free of charge. They also have an on-the-job training program that reimburses businesses with 50% of a new hire's hourly wage and training expenses for up to 3 months. San Bernardino County birth and death certificates are now available online. San Bernardino County's Vital Statistics Registration Office has launched a new service that allows residents to purchase certified copies of birth and death certificates online. Currently, the service is available for births and deaths that occurred in the past 2 years. Records for events older than 2 years can be obtained at San Bernardino County Hall of Records. The Bureau of Land Management has awarded 2 grants totaling almost $5 million to accelerate the training and placement of excess wild horses and burros into private care. These grants are part of the BLM's efforts to encourage more adopters to give a wild horse or burro a good home. The Adoption Incentive Program provides up to $1,000 to adopt an untrained wild horse or burro from the BLM. The goal of the program is to reduce BLM's recurring costs to care for unadopted and untrained wild horses and burros, while helping to enable the BLM to confront a growing overpopulation of wild horses and burros on fragile public rangelands. Thanks to its Adoption Incentive Program and the online corral, the BLM has doubled the rate of private care placement over the last 5 years. Your help is being sought to clear our San Bernardino County shelters by adopting, not shopping. If you are looking for a new 4-legged friend, the First District is home to several animal shelters with dogs and cats in need of loving homes. Local shelters include the Hesperia Animal Shelter on Santa Fe Avenue and the Apple Valley Animal Shelter on Powhatan Road. For more information, please call 760-240-7555. Terry Kurtz here, throwing out an invitation for you to catch up with High Desert Sports activities. Your High Desert Sports Report, showing 3 times every day on Victor Valley TV. 7 and 11 every morning, 4 every afternoon. Your half-hour High Desert Sports Report, the area's only video action highlights coverage of high school athletes, teams, and sports programs, Victor Valley College Rams, and Barstow College Vikings athletic events, including flashbacks to this date in High Desert sports and entertainment history. We hope you'll join us right here on Victor Valley TV. That's a wrap on this edition of Terry Kurtz Online. On behalf of Victor Valley Television Productions, thank you for watching. We hope to see you again next time around.